It's 9:55 K-Day Morning Show, your boy Romeo. And look, man, as we go into the end of 2023, talking about 2024, it's all about Blockbusta. You did it right from the packaging to the tracks. You even blessed people last night with a couple bonus tracks. Busta Rhymes, thank you for hanging out with me this morning, bro.
Oh, man, thanks for having me, brother.
Look, let's just talk about your journey. We laid some of the things out, right? Because just what you've accomplished and what you've done means so much to the hip-hop
I ain't
culture.
even gonna lie, I don't even remember seeing that as a single in vinyl.
You don't?
I love my chick. I never seen that in vinyl.
Okay, this is some legal shit about to go down right now.
I'm about to take that shit with me. That's some shit for the wall in the crib real quick, son.
For real, man. So I want to go back to the first conversation or even the thought that you had saying, I want to team up with Swizz Beatz, Pharrell, Ttimbaland, and I'm about to do this Blockbusta. Where did that start at?
We was on a boat. We was on a yacht in Miami.
Okay.
And Pharrell just extended an invite for us to just come and chill. It wasn't even like he had a yacht. He was with his beautiful wife, Helen, and Swizz was there. I think he had Nas, his oldest son, with him.
Yeah.
KP was with us. Kawan Prather. I hope I'm saying his last name right. Kawan is our family, though, 25 years. And then Ttimbaland. And there was a few other people that was there, too, that was a part of family and friends. And we was out there for like 8 hours.
Okay.
And we just in the water sailing and playing music and vibing and just chopping it up like just brothers and friends.
Yeah.
It's no business. And I would say like 4 hours into the whole experience of us just vibing, I just felt like whether this is a chill out trip or not, you know, it's a little weird to me to be sitting around all of this greatness and not say something about the fact that we're not gonna do something with this. Look at what we doing. Like we could do this all the time, and I love this part because we don't actually get to chill out like that with all of us just on leisure time,
especially with scheduling. No.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. And everybody got families and everybody got kids, and you know, Swizz is married, Pharrell is married. He wasn't in Paris at the time, but doing Louis Vuitton yet, but he got so much going on, and Pharrell is not really one to be out like that. I just was like, I'm gonna just have to be honest with y'all. I'm not letting this moment pass without making sure that y'all are very clear on the fact that we doing a project together.
So that jumped from
we
you.
got to do something together with us as a project. Like, y'all have always been a part of my albums at one point or another. All of my solo albums, right? Swizz might have done something. Pharrell might have done something. Pharrell and Swizz might have been on a project. Swizz and Ttimbaland might have been on a project. At one point or another, they're always involved with my entire solo career legacy, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
But I ain't just want that this time. I wanted a project with just us. So it started off as an EP, and it was supposed to be 2 beats from each producer, 6 joints. Ran through that so quick that I just felt like I'm going to just keep recording. I got what I needed to set the tone and set the standard from the bros. Now let's make sure that everything else that comes after this meets that same standard, captivates the same feeling, the same energy, the same vibe. So I would say around the time when the first BET Awards happened after the pandemic.
Okay.
I was doing a lot of training, so my transition, my physical transformation, and with us not seeing each other because nothing wasn't happening for 2 years.
Yeah.
When we get to BET and we backstage, because we had to do the DMX tribute performance for his passing. And that's also the last time that we saw Michael K. Williams, because he passed a little bit after that.
Yeah.
Rest in peace to both of my brothers, Michael K. Williams and the big homie DMX. And everybody's seen each other for the first time in 2 years, and everybody was super happy to see each other. That was the energy backstage where the trailers was at for all of the artists that had to perform or present for an award category or whatever.
Yeah.
So a lot of the backstage energy, everybody was on some, yo, we need to get in the studio, yo, we need to do this, we need to do that, we need to vibe, because I just think everybody just missed the interaction.
Yeah, definitely did.
So every studio was booked during that BET Awards weekend, so everybody was just studio hopping.
Mm-hmm.
So I got the Chris Brown collab done with me and Shinsia that weekend, but Shinsia wasn't on it yet. Like, me and the Baby did our joint that weekend that me and the Baby and T-Pain got.
Yeah.
And about 4 or 5 additional records on top of the Swizz, Ttimbaland, and Pharrell produced tracks happened during that weekend.
Wow.
So it was like the album pretty much, we had like a good 10 to 11 songs total now. But now the album started to sound and feel so crazy that I was just in a whole nother place of enthusiasm and wanting to keep recording, because I just felt like whatever zone that I'm in right now with this work, I ain't stopping it. I'm going to see how far it going. Whatever don't make it, we just see where we're going to end up putting it later on if it, survives the test of time.
Right.
And I feel like by the time we got to those songs that happened in that BET Awards weekend, the word of mouth started spreading about how crazy the project was developing. So now people started wanting, like, if we was in the same cities, people be like, yo, boss, I'm hearing about this album. Let me hear something.
Yeah.
So, I pressed play in those moments. Whatever artist that I was playing it for, they was like, I want to get on that one now. You know what I'm saying?
Of course they do.
And it was such a dope feeling because I just think that the whole feel-good energy of the album, and coming off of ELE2, that album was dark. You know what I'm saying? We put that album out in prime pandemic protests, riots, people feeling depressed, and we was dealing with just trying to address the real issues that was happening at the time. This album was, we back in our Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Could See bag, party going on over here, everything remain raw, tear the roof off. There's no dark moment on the album. Everything is feel-good energy, party vibe.
Yep.
So I think that just resonated in a whole nother way with people wanting to be on the songs, because everything felt right to everyone when we pressed play. And that's how the album came together. So, to have a conversation when we was on the yacht is one thing.
Yeah.
It ain't real until them beats started coming through from Pharrell P and Swizz, though. You know what I'm saying? And that was the most challenging part, just getting the bros to agree to executive produce the project and produce on the project. And it also inspired them to compete with each other.
Love that friendly competition.
That friendly competition is a motherfucker.
Come on.
Everybody is with the smoke.
They want the hottest shit.
Everybody want the hottest shit.
Easy.
And I was extremely thrilled by that, because I got the best. Like, Ttimbaland gave me 2 and then ended up doing a third one. And he did the third one after he heard Pharrell and Swizz joints. He was good with his 2 until he heard they shit. Then that motherfucker was like, oh, no. I got to give you another one.
See, yeah,
So
but that's how you win, though.
Absolute.
Because you're getting all the heat.
Absolute.
Yep.
So between them 3 alone, it ended up being 7 joints. And interestingly, I gave one of the Swizz joints to the EP that I put out called The Fuse Is Lit in November of 2022. And then he came back and replaced it with the Me and Coyle Ray Luxury Life. So technically speaking, he did 3 because he wanted to replace his 1 from his 2 that I gave to the EP prior to Blockbusta album. So really he did 3. Tim did 3. Pharrell was good with his 2. And by the time we got around to letting P, because I had to send everything. Every time I recorded a new song, even if it wasn't theirs, they needed to hear it. Because they executive producer the project too, and they just want to make sure everything is cohesive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it just one thing led to the next, man, and it just came out as a Blockbusta event project. And the ill shit that was like, I don't really like to use the word coincidence or strange coincidence, but Q-Tip is the one who gave me the name first for the album.
Oh, he's the one that came up with it.
Yeah, but here's the interesting part. Q-Tip said to me, "Yo, Bus, you should name your album Blockbusta." And I said, that shit is dope. But the confirmation for me, I would say about 6-7 months later, whole separate conversation, me and Swizz on the phone. He didn't hear shit about what Q-Tip said, and I didn't tell him what Q-Tip said. This motherfucker gonna say to me, "Yo, Bus, you should name your album Blockbusta."
He said the same thing.
The same exact shit. I never said to him what Q-Tip said.
Yeah.
They wasn't on the same call. They not in the same nothing. And when Swizz told me he was out here in the West Coast, Q-Tip telling me this from his crib in New York.
Yeah.
And I said, what type of crazy shit is this with
That's when you
motherfuckers
know.
being tapped in and aligned with the same frequency?
That's when you know. That's when you know.
I'm like, this some divine shit right
Really,
here.
and I'm glad you brought that up, because I want to point something out to you. You've impacted so many people's life, whether it's through music, whether you've done something for them. You won't remember this. Back in the day at my sister station, Power 106, Goodfellas and Tito, Mr. 105.9.
Right.
We had you for an interview. And my brother and I, we just finished doing a Comic View songs. Comic View on BET.
Yeah,
we did that with Jesse Collins.
Yeah, absolutely.
We were talking to you about it because we were like, man, we moved to LA to do a record deal. You looked us right in the eye and said, you dudes got so much great fucking energy on the radio. Don't give this up.
Right.
This is a steady check.
No question,
Because if you don't sell no records, you don't get no money. You said that to us.
That's a fact.
And a fucking week later, Naughty by Nature came through and told us the same thing.
Right.
And thanks to you cats, I've got a 20-year career in radio, because that's when we said, you know what? They right. We're not going to switch gears. This is where God put us. This is where we're supposed to be.
No question.
So I thank you for that, and you had no idea.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and off the record, because I know we always talk about verses. I'm not going to stay on that, but I will say this. You brought up DMX's name. To me, that's the only person that could have got with the verses with you in my eyes, because whenever you do a lineup, you on a lineup, you should always be the closer. Because I see what you do. We know what
brother.
you do. So for that, I salute you.
Thank
right?
you, King.
And I want to ask you about...
And by the way, I do agree. Dog energy... I always tell people it's certain ones of us that's from the same tribe, right?
Okay.
Redman, Method Man, DMX, Mystical, Missy Elliott, T-Pain.
Yeah.
The baby is now part of the tribe. He's the youngest one in our tribe.
Yeah.
And there's a few others, but those are the names that are always the go-to names to me, because the live performance component has been mastered by those different brilliant minds.
Agreed, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And Dog, I've seen Dog, and there's been times when Dog made me say, I might sit this one out.
He's that dude. He was that dude.
I've watched Dog, like when Dog first came out, like he came out with a muzzle on and a dog harness, like the shit that be on pit bulls with the leather strappy shit and big ass chain, like the bike chain links. Mm-hmm. And he had this fucking shit over his mouth, and he just. And when this motherfucker stepped out, this was at Nassau Coliseum in Long Island. I don't know if it was the Rough Rider and Rockefeller tour. But when Dog came out, man, and he put them 2 albums out in 98, in the same year, sold 6 million albums, 3 million albums each.
Out the gate.
The crazy shit was to see him completely destroy this building, no hype man, no nothing. And then at the end of the show, get into the prayer and literally start crying during the prayer.
Emotional ride.
Fucking confused me. I was like, this roller coaster ride of emotion he taking niggas on is, I don't know how to make myself cry.
Right.
And I don't know what he going through at that time, being that hot. It was almost like, and I still can't comprehend it, and I've obviously had the blessed opportunity of being able to get cool with the dog on a brother level.
Mm-hmm.
And I've known Dog since Leaders of the New School. Interestingly, we had a show to do together in Yonkers, in YO, and we was booked to perform. He was booked to perform. I don't know if he was supposed to get on before us, but he came late, so he ended up getting on after us, and he destroyed that shit then. And this is 91, B.
Damn.
1990 or 1991. So I've known Dog since then.
Yeah.
Then we, didn't see each other and then got reacquainted again when he came back out in 98. But the show that I'm talking about is 98. And as time passed, and, us having conversations in studio sessions together where it'd be me, him, and Swizz, he never told me this story, but I seen him say shit and do shit and in conversations, because DMX is like super, super smart to me.
Mm-hmm.
And the way he articulates himself when you having them off the record conversations is some powerful shit. And Swizz just would tell me sometimes that, Dog would feel like he didn't deserve all of the amazing shit that he was receiving. And I couldn't understand it.
Yeah.
But that's also the demon and the godliness that he always was challenging. He was always challenged.
It's a battle. It was a struggle.
It was that internal challenge of that dark man X and that holy, close to God X. That fight internally, I guess, was something that we will never be able to understand at the magnitude of what his challenges were. But I definitely identify wholeheartedly and completely with those challenges. And I think, when your heart is really clean,
mm-hmm.
and you know that you're doing a lot of shit that's contradictory to how clean and good your heart is, sometimes you don't feel like you deserve it because you're doing shit that you shouldn't be doing.
Well, you've been doing what you've been doing for a minute, man. And like things you described about DMX is the reason why you one of the greatest to ever do it. Cut
Thanks,
the record
brother.
off, you're going to move the crowd.
Thank you,
That's
brother.
just what you do, right?
That's a fact.
And when you on Instagram, when you talk, you resonate. Like when you were talking about you was in Long Beach last night, where you going to be, it's like I don't know if you ever been like affected by this hip hop world. You know what I'm saying? There's some highs and lows. We all go through that shit.
Absolutely.
But we never see that from you. All we see is your positive energy and how you fucking kill the stage.
Thank you. I mean, it took a long time to get to I think we are raised as men and black men in particularly
Mm-hmm.
to just, no signs of weakness, as my brother Burna Boy said on Robo Shotta on the Blockbusta album at the end of his verse. We was never really allowed to show any sign of weakness. And the challenging part about that is we have our weak moments in real life. Ain't nobody exempt from that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think the challenge of that being one of the harsh realities that we have to face as black men, not only in the faces of our families, but, every time you step out your crib, you just can't allow your vulnerability and your truth to be used against you, right?
Yeah, that part.
So for me, I think a lot of the reason why people might hear me clearly articulating myself, especially since ELE 2 album, I've gotten to a place in my life where I feel like I'm not as worried about what another motherfucker think no more. Because a lot of motherfuckers don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
The things that started to actually make me feel proud of the weak moments is the way I've started to overcome them shits, especially in the eyes of my children, because now that they grown, right, they want to be around me more because they could come around the shit that I'm doing now that they grown.
Exactly.
You know, they could be in the club, they all older than 21. You know, so there ain't really no excuse that I could give these motherfuckers when I say, you can't come with me.
Because they coming.
Go to bed.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
yeah.
they pulling up.
Yeah.
So certain shit that I might have never let them see, smoking, drinking, me being lit from drinking too much, shit like that, they ain't never see that until they started coming around me more. And a lot of shit that I needed to deal with that I wasn't dealing with, I was drowning myself in work and drinking and smoking, and that's the shit that was contributing to me looking out of shape and being fat and, you know, unhealthy. But the in the face of adversity, being able to find not only the need to do it for my own wellness, but the most difficult part about that shit was hearing how disappointed my children was when they started to see it. And that shit made me feel probably worse than I've ever felt, even if I might have heard certain things from other people, because their opinion don't matter the same way your children's opinion matter.
Right.
And you know that they old enough now to really see it and speak from a place of being a young adult. So they ain't sugarcoating certain shit neither. They ain't saying it the cool way because they your child. They saying it respectfully, but the young adult way.
Yeah.
And that truth sometimes, that shit just, it cut deeper and it cut way different.
Yeah, it's different.
And being able to get past that in a positive way and in a productive way has led to me having a way more phenomenal relationship with my children.
That's what we see.
So the rewarding feeling from that shit is this happiness and this joy that I've never felt. So I'm in a space where I feel victorious about my shortcomings, and my kids is proud, and we having fun together, not just because I'm in a better place and they able to see that I was able to do what I said I was going to do and fulfill promises that I said I was going to fulfill with them, but we're actually able to work together.
Yeah, that's what we love seeing.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna bring that up. Absolutely.
It's the illest, it's the best feeling in the planet for me. And I'm just in a space where I want to share that joy. So I'm talking about a lot of shit that I would never allow y'all to see. So to answer what you saying, I'm going to come outside and put the fucking poker face on, and I'm going to smile and give people a Busta Rhymes energy that's going to not only be invigorating for y'all, but that was my temporary escapes from the fucked up realities that I had to go back home to.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So I needed to be on that. Let me jump into this Busta Rhymes character real quick to make myself feel better, but also to protect myself from allowing motherfuckers to see that I was suffering. You feel me?
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm just grateful that I got through it, and we all got to be able to know that ain't nobody exempt from the bullshit. We all got to go through the bullshit. You got to go through the love and the hell in order for shit to turn out right.
Yep.
And, you know, it's gonna, the results are gonna pan out based on your motherfucking determination and secure to win.
Got to get through it. And to me, that's part of you seeing you get your flowers, seeing you with your family on stage and behind stage and on the videos. Like, seeing that is everything. I got a 10-year-old, so my life changed when he came into this world.
No question.
We moved different.
Word.
We get a chance to make things right. So let's talk about hip-hop's 50th birthday. Do you think the culture got it right the way we celebrated the 50th birthday of hip-hop this year with all the events that was going on across the country? Did we get it right as a culture?
Yeah, I don't think that there's any right or wrong way to celebrate hip-hop. You know what I'm saying? It's funny to me how, you know, these questions come about as a result of what we pay attention to motherfuckers that just got nothing but an opinion to shoot off at the fucking Instagram platforms by adding niggas' names when you ain't even earned the right to be heard. Yeah, you haven't earned your voice in this to be speaking so much. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
A lot of people need to shut the fuck up.
Agreed.
And I'm not saying that disrespectfully or negatively. I'm just saying, as time change, we gotta remain swift and changeable in order. We have to be swift and changeable in order to stay remainable. Yes, so we adapt with the time, and we understand that shit is the way it is because obviously they wasn't raised with the same or from the same fundamentals that we was raised on, right?
Yeah.
But what we was raised on, none of the social media shit was around. So for you to have an opinion that was valid in this culture, you have had to earn the right to have an opinion. And you would have had to earn the right to even have a voice that mattered in this shit.
Yeah.
Other than that, we not giving a fuck about what you talking about because you don't obviously live this culture. You just a shit talker.
That's it.
And, it's no difference now if all you doing is talking about how we should have did something, how we could have did something. Well, I was expecting y'all to do it this way or do it that way. Again, my thing is, who gives a fuck about your expectations or what you thought we should have did or what you feel we should have did? This is the first 50 fucking year celebration we ever had.
Come on. There's no way to do it wrong.
There's no way to do it wrong.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We here.
The one thing that I do want to point out and be very clear about is that Hip Hop 50 isn't just a 2023 thing. Hip Hop 50 is for the entire year that it's 50 years old.
Yeah.
So we gonna rock the fuck out until August 11th, 2024. That's when it turns 51.
Yeah.
So we got a whole lot more celebrating left to fucking do.
That's why we got the Blockbusta tour coming.
Talk that shit.
Come on, that's why we got that coming.
Tickets
Come on
is
now.
officially on sale this Friday across the whole damn country. Everybody know what y'all better do.
Yeah.
Get your priorities straight. Make sure you don't play yourself and end up smacking the shit out yourself because you waited too long to purchase your ticket.
Let them know, Busta. We busting into 2024 with your tour, man.
Yes,
That's how we
indeed.
gonna do it, and
Yes,
you deserve
indeed.
all of that. Real quick, man, before we head out, we're on the West Coast, and I seen you overseas in the hotel room doing tracks. You posting how you recording, doing the tour, doing the in-store. Your work ethic reminds me so much of Dr. Dre's.
Definitely.
So when you in the lab with Dre, what's the most he's ever had you redo a line or a word over? Because I know he wants it a certain way, even
Yeah.
when you feel it's right.
Yeah.
How was that session with Dr. Dre?
I've had to rewrite songs. For example, on the Big Bang album, there's two different experiences that I've never had before.
Okay.
The first experience is being told to do over a line this way, that way, this way, that way. And each way is a different way because he hears things in different ways. But as a producer, it's incredible how he'll use each artist that he's working with as an instrument, right? So the same way he'll play shit differently or he'll add shit that's different to complete this beats ain't just beats with Dre. Like, it got all type of shit. It's like a orchestra that's happening when Dre makes beats. He'll have violin shit going on, string section. He'll have piano shit. He'll have fucking the ill guitar motherfucking bass line, and he'll have an acoustic guitar happening too. And then, obviously he got the drums and all of his kicks and snares slap like you getting beat up somewhere.
Yeah.
But it just be all of these other, he'll use chimes and shit and horns and shit. And it just be a lot of shit going on, and they always sounds perfect together when he's done with it.
Yeah.
So it's like when you in a situation with Dre where you recording, the only thing that is a little problem, but you get through it because you know that the end result is going to be the shit, is how many times you got to do shit over is something that you'll never get the answer to. So it's either you're going to stick it out, or you just going to collapse and not complete the motherfucking mission.
Stick it out or get out.
Yeah, that's really what it is with him, because
that's the only way he knows how to do it.
Yeah, you're not changing his way of doing nothing.
When he hears and sees it a certain way, this is what we need to get to.
There is no negotiating that part.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Until he starts to see that you come into the table with shit completed already, or you doing it somewhere else and then you pull up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And there's been times when I would have to ask Dre, can you let me just finish this portrait that I'm painting and go out the room, Dre, and come back when I'm finished?
Yeah, then come back. Hear all of it. Yeah.
And then if you hear something that you want me to change, then I'll do it. But at least let me finish my Picasso the way that I have envisioned painting my, let me deal with my paintbrush on this canvas. Let me just finish handling the canvas the way I want to handle this canvas, because I had a vision before you heard it. But by the fifth line, if he heard the third line in his head 5 different ways, not changing a word, but he just hearing you probably using your the enunciation could be said different, or the octave could be said different, or a pause could happen in the middle of the bar that he feels like could marry the way that shit is gelling with the beat better.
Yeah.
You trying all of that shit if it's on his watch. So the experience, the result of the experience itself can be challenging at times, but for the most part, you are always satisfied with the results.
The end result, yeah.
And last but not least, it has definitely evolved me with tenacious. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
The way I am now with the micromanaging of every intricate detail is a lot different prior to the Big Bang experience, which is why it took so long for ELE2 to come out too.
Got you.
Because after Big Bang and my experience with working with him on an entire album for 3 years, and prior to that, I never took that long to put out an album. 96 was The Coming. 97, When Disaster Strikes. 98, Extinction Level Event. 99, Anarchy. Then I switched labels. 2000 was the only little hiatus. 2001, Genesis, and the success from that was a 2-year run. Then 2003, It Ain't Safe No More. And that's when I left J Records and went over to Aftermath. Got to Aftermath 2003, and it took 3 years to do that album because it was very challenging to satisfy the big bro.
Damn. But got it done.
Got that shit done.
And you still doing it.
And I said, listen, whatever I'm coming with after that, because that set the new standard for me, I got to get on my shit got to be at the Dre production value.
Love it.
All the time.
That's what's up.
Word.
Busta Rhymes hanging out with the K-Day Morning Show. Make sure you pick up that new album, man. Blockbusta tour jumping off in 2024. I appreciate you taking time out, bro.
I appreciate you too. Let me just add to the greatness. We going on tour with TLC for the 30-year anniversary of Crazy Sexy Cool, which I'm also on.
Okay.
And that starts in February. And as soon as that ends, then we start the Blockbusta tour. So we already 2 tours secured for 2024. And again, the tickets go on sale on Friday. So I need y'all to do what y'all supposed to do and make sure that y'all get to them tickets before you ain't got no tickets to get to.
You already know.
And keep running the numbers up on that Blockbusta album, streaming and available everywhere. Let's get it popping. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it growing. Salute!
Busta Rhymes. Let's get it.